What is the police force for if it is not for investigating crime?
Well, the police force exists primarily, as the Inspector of Constabulary identifies, is to prevent crime. And of course, if one looks at the figures, I understand the tweets you're receiving, but crime is falling, antisocial behaviour is falling, and competence in policing is remaining fairly stable. So whilst there's much to do, there's much to be reassured about in the report, in the bulk of the report as well.
What about the fact that it depends where you live? If you, for example, are in Warwickshire, nearly 2/3 of crime scenes are not attended by a police officer.
Well, the report identifies a wide spectrum of responses, from 100% attendance to, as you identify, the lowest in Warwickshire. And indeed, I was speaking to the Police and Crime Commissioner in Warwickshire today, and he was very keen to explain that and to be held to account to his electorate personally. So I'd leave that to him. But we have to make choices. The reality, the harsh reality, is policing has taken 26% out of its cost base. It's been congratulated for that quite properly by the government and indeed the Prime Minister, but there's a consequence, and chief constables have to make very difficult and hard decisions about where they put the resource and where they can make the best impact. And sadly, on occasions, that does mean police officers won't attend every call immediately, providing, of course, there's no immediate risk or harm. And in those cases, there's a 100% attendance rate.
Yeah. So, Hugh, we've talked about this before, about how you develop best practice. We know that this is a very patchy picture. Some forces, we've mentioned the Met, they've got an approach. It's not necessarily one that's copied successfully elsewhere. How do you make sure that best practice is mimicked across the country?
Well, indeed, the report, as I've said, the bulk of the report, there are numerous examples identified by Roger Baker, the HMI, of really good practice across a huge spectrum of police corps activity. The report also identifies we have a College of Policing now. I'm privileged to be on the board of directors, and one of the key roles of a college is to do precisely that. But we must remember it is unsurprising in a devolved policing model with 44 forces, if you include